I'll help you be popular. You'll hang with the right cohorts. You'll be good at sports. Know the slang you've got to know. So let's start, 'cause you've got an awfully long way to go.
In the song, the phrase "the right cohorts" refers to the right group of people, or the right crowd, the socially popular group at school you want to hang out with to be cool. We just saw Galinda and Alphaba be nice to each other. They didn't start out as friends. At first, neither of them was happy about becoming roommates. Check out this short clip.
Do you really think this is fair?
Oh, I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
And today, we'll learn English with a song exactly about that, about the tension and dislike they felt for each other on their first day in school. Before we get started with the lesson, I should tell you that we're saving all the advanced words and expressions you learned today on the Real Life English app, so you can practice them over there. On the app, you can experience these lessons in a much more powerful way, with great resources for you to master the vocabulary and remember it forever. And you can unlock today's lesson completely for free if it's your first one by clicking the link in the description below.
But of course I'll care for Nessa. But of course I'll rise above it. For I know that's how you'd want me to respond. Yes. But of course I'll rise above it. For I know that's how you'd want me to respond. Yes.
So, as we understand, there's been some confusion, and the two girls end up sharing a dorm room. Alphaba writes to her father that she will still be looking after her younger sister Nessa, who's enrolled at the same school, while Galinda writes to her parents that she will rise above it, referring to the situation with her unexpected roommate. To rise above a difficult situation means to handle it calmly and without reacting negatively. For example, if someone is being mean to you, you can rise above it by staying calm and kind.
I realize that this situation is not ideal for either one of you, but sometimes we just rise above things. Yes.
Excuse me. Did you notice the curb here is painted yellow?
No, I did not.
Wow. It means loading and unloading.
Okay, well, I was just dropping off my kids.
And yet I see no kids emerging from the vehicle.
Well, we were chatting.
Wow.
At the risk of surprising you a third time, officer, I've been dropping off here for years and I've
Know
been...
that.
Okay, betcha. What was her problem?
Oh, you know what you should have said to her? You should
Nothing. I should have said nothing would be the point. I have to see her every day. I mean, why make it worse? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Awkward, unpleasant situation. Rise above.
If you're new to this channel, you should know that every week we make lessons just like this one to help you understand your favorite movies and TV series without getting lost, without missing the jokes, and without subtitles. So if that's something that you would want to be able to do, subscribe and hit the bell down below not to miss any of our newest lessons.
There's been some confusion, for you see my roommate is unusually and exceedingly peculiar and altogether quite impossible to describe.
Blonde.
Because it's a letter, the language is quite formal. Exceedingly peculiar is a fancy way to say extremely unusual or out of the ordinary. And the word altogether means completely or entirely. So what she's saying here is it's completely impossible to describe Alphaba because she's so unusual.
Lily is testing far above her grade level, and we feel she would benefit from a more challenging curriculum. I know. All these years we thought that she was, what's the word?
Different, peculiar, odd, mean.
So many words, but she was just really smart.
What is this feeling so sudden and new?
I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
My pulse is rushing.
My head is reeling.
Yeah, well, my face is flushing. What is this feeling, fervent as a flame? Does it have a name?
So here the girls try to explain their feelings and emotions. Galinda says that as soon as she saw Alphaba, or that moment she laid eyes on her, she felt something. So when you lay eyes on someone, you see them for the first time.
My pulse is rushing.
My head is reeling.
Yeah, well, my face is flushing.
Your pulse is rushing when your heartbeat is speeding up, often because of strong emotions like excitement or anger. When you feel dizzy and maybe shocked, your head is reeling.
Was I crazy? Or was I on the verge of something? My mind reeled with thoughts, voices, stand-up premises. Why don't they just make tires out of pavement so you can drive on anything? What's up with buttons?
My pulse is rushing.
My head is reeling.
Yeah, well, my face is flushing.
And when your face is flushing, it turns red. You might turn red or flush when you feel embarrassed or shy.
Fine. Do you want to know what Robin's secret is?
You know?
Of course I know. She couldn't look at us. Her face got flushed. That's shame, my friend.
What is this feeling? The fervent as a flame. Does it have a name?
Fervid isn't a super common word in casual speech, but often appears in literature. It describes a strong emotion like passion or hatred. Now, why don't we practice some connected speech? Let's come back to this line.
What is this feeling so sudden and new?
The T sound in what turns into a duh before the vowel. What is? What is? The word and here is reduced to just n, and it connects the two words. Sudden and new. Sudden and new. Listen and sing along.
What is this feeling so sudden and new? What is this feeling so sudden and new?
Let me ask you, is there anything you do to make sure you'll remember all the new words you're learning? It's just happened to me in some English conversations that I couldn't remember the expressions I learned before, and that felt really frustrating. I froze up, I tried to remember the right words, and I felt like my face was flushing. I was so upset with myself, and I know many students feel the same way. That's why we created the Real Life English app, to help you become a confident, natural English speaker by practicing with these lessons the way they were meant to be. On the app, every lesson like this one comes with a full transcript and flashcards of the most advanced expressions. And by practicing just 10 minutes a day, you'll be able to remember the words and expressions you are learning forever. Can you imagine being able to use all this vocabulary when you speak? This is what you can get with the Real Life English app. And you can unlock this lesson you're watching right now for free, which comes with all the resources I mentioned, by clicking the link in the description below. It will get you straight to your vocabulary practice.
Loathing, unadulterated loathing for your face,
Your voice.
your clothing. Let's just say, I loathe it all. Loathing, unadulterated loathing.
Loathing is a strong word, stronger than dislike. To loathe means to hate something or someone deeply.
3 days ago, I loathed you. I used to dream about you getting hit by a cab or poisoned.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and I told you to stop talking. Then we had our little adventure up in Alaska, and things started to change.
Galinda then adds that her loathing is unadulterated, which means complete. So she totally hates her. Let's explore this word more. Unadulterated comes from Latin, and its original meaning is untouched, pure, or free from corruption. You may collocate it with words like joy, truth, or love.
Okay, your stepdaughter and the pool boy came in, where they saw you standing over the body covered in his blood.
Why would I kill my husband?
Insurance, the love affair, pure, unadulterated hatred. Believe me, the DA will come up with plenty of reasons.
I loved him.
Let's listen to this line again.
Let's just say, I loathe it all.
Do you hear the duh sound? The T from it is followed by a vowel and sounds like duh. Loathe it all. Loathe it all.
I loathe it all. I loathe it all.
When we're talking about our personalities, we often use the expression traits of character. A trait is a quality that makes someone or something unique. For example, honesty is her best trait. So Galinda says, every little trait of Alphaba makes her flesh crawl. The flesh is a soft tissue covering our bones, but here in this idiomatic expression, it refers to our skin. Galinda describes a sensation on her skin that feels like something is crawling. Spiders are crawling, so if you're afraid of spiders and you see one crawling on the wall, it can make your skin crawl, or it can give you the creeps, a modern expression you could use to describe the same feeling.
Would you like to come in?
Yes. No, not today. Yeah, I just wanted to check in on you and make sure that your blossoming daughters are managing.
Makes my skin crawl. Mine too. I'm into it.
Simple utter loathing. There's a strange exhilaration.
Utter stands for complete or total. So again, Galinda describes how extreme her hatred is. You can pronounce it with a true T, utter, or with a flap T, utter. And you can collocate it with the words nonsense or chaos, as well as disbelief.
There's a strange exhilaration in such total detestation.
Exhilaration is a feeling of great excitement and happiness. That's why she sings that a strange exhilaration. She doesn't know where it comes from.
We're gonna make her so happy she'll wake up with exhilaration. We'll excite her awake.
That's never happened before.
Ooh, Riley loves dogs. Put this on.
But then again, there's total detestation, which is intense hatred. You may know the verb to detest, which means to hate intensely, but as a noun, detestation is not so commonly used. You wouldn't say, I have a detestation for broccoli. You'll just say, I hate broccoli.
I found a nest of black widows living inside a vent. Most people fear spiders. They detest them. And yet, I found them endlessly fascinating.
So let's now listen to the rest of the song to learn the vocabulary and sing along.
Dear Galinda, you are just too good. How do you stand it? I don't think I could. She's a terror, she's a tartar. We don't mean to show a bias, but Galinda, you're a martyr.
Well,
Dear Galinda, you are just too good. How do you stand it? I don't think I could.
So we see Galinda has many admirers who love and support her. They don't understand how she can stand it. This means to tolerate or endure something unpleasant. The phrase is very common in everyday English and is often used negatively, like, I can't stand it anymore.
She's a terror, she's a tartar. We don't mean to show a bias, but Galinda, you're a martyr.
well.
Tartar is an old-fashioned word that you don't hear much anymore in the meaning that it is used here, a harsh or strict person. Pay attention to the pronunciation. The second T is pronounced as da. Tartar. Tartar. What you can come across these days is tartar sauce, which is a mayonnaise-based sauce often mixed with pickles, capers, and herbs. Or a steak tartar, which is a raw meat dish served in restaurants. Note that it is spelled with an E at the end.
She's a terror, she's a tartar. We don't mean to show a bias, but Galinda, you're a martyr.
Well.
When you show bias, it means you show preference or prejudice for or against someone, often unfair.
Living fuck.
Ma'am, I could go.
I can't choose either of you guys to go because then it's going to show some sort of campaign manager bias and you'll freak out.
No,
we can
I can
go with
totally
that.
put that aside.
Seriously?
100%.
Of course. All right, then Dan, you're coming.
Yes.
Someone who suffers or sacrifices a lot is called a martyr. Just like the word tartar, it is a bit challenging to pronounce, but we can practice it together. So the T sound is pronounced as the here. Martyr. Martyr. By the way, just like in this case, the word martyr is often used sarcastically for people who exaggerate their suffering.
Poor Galinda forced to reside with someone so
Disgusticified is a playful, made-up word to emphasize disgust. This is not a real word, but it's funny and creative. It combines disgust, which means a strong feeling of dislike, and a made-up suffix to sound exaggerated. The right word to use would be disgusting or disgusted. And there's a small nuance in the meaning between the two. Can you tell it? I'll leave it for you as your homework. Okay guys, and now it's time for a test. You will listen to the song without subtitles and answer some of the questions we prepared for you to check your comprehension. Let's do it! Sing along!
There's been some confusion over rooming here at Shiz. But of course I'll care for Nessa. But of course I'll rise above it. For I know that's how you'd want me to respond. Yes.
What does the idiom "rise above it" mean? To climb over something, to confront someone aggressively, to ignore negativity and stay calm.
What is this feeling so sudden and new?
I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
When someone says, "I laid eyes on you," they mean they saw you for the first time, they avoided looking at you, they watched you closely for a long time.
My pulse is rushing.
My head is reeling.
Yeah, well, my face is flushing. What is this feeling, fervent as a flame? Does it have a name?
When someone's cheeks become red because of strong emotions, what is happening? Their face is rushing, their face is flashing, their face is flushing.
Dear Galinda, you are just too good. How do you stand it? I don't think I could. She's a terror, she's a tartar. We don't mean to show a bias, but Galinda, you're a martyr. Well,
Match the phrase "stand it" with its closest meaning. To sit down and relax, to put up with something unpleasant, to overcome a challenge. That's it for today. Remember to practice new words and expressions you learned in this lesson with the flashcards on our Real Life English app. You'll find a special link right in the description below. Just use your smartphone to get started. And if you're staying with us on YouTube, please support us by giving this video a like and subscribing to our channel. And here's another great lesson for you to watch next.
That's why I live and breathe.
You need to be more careful when the wind rises, Georgie. You nearly lost your kite. And you, too, nearly lost your Georgie. You might have got away completely had I not been holding on to the other end of that string. My goodness, Annabelle, what have you done to your clothes? You could grow a garden in that much soil. And John, yes, just as filthy.